corporations. We're so glad you're here. Boys and girls, each of our special guests that we will recognize today have served our country. They are all part of a really long history of patriots who have served and protected our nation during wartime and during peace. Those are some big words, I know. So today, we are actually gathered together to simply say thank you. Thank you for your sacrifice and bravery, and we want to honor your years of service to the United States of America. We will now start calling out all of our veterans and their escorts. If you all will please hold your applause, that means don't applause. Hold your applause until we get finished with everybody, because we have a lot of people. Are you all ready? Our first, you know this gentleman, Randy Harris, with the Army, and he's being escorted by Ava and Anna Claire Morris.
You're going to go on stage. Ava, you can sit in one of these chairs. Sit in the chair.
We have Julie Payton, who is from the Army, and she is being escorted by Georgia Patton. Next, we have Marshall Worley from the Marines. He's being escorted by Aaron Worth. Then we have Gregory Eller from the Navy, who's being escorted by Andrew Key. Now we have Alex Stewart from the Marines. He's being escorted by David and Mason Stewart. Is Mr. Shell not here yet?
I don't believe so.
We have Tommy Brewer from the Army being escorted by McKinley Tillman. Now we have John Thomas Tucker from the Air Force being escorted by Catherine and Patrick Tucker. James Phillips from the Army being escorted by Bria Crouch. Now we have Zachary Morris from the Marines being escorted by Asher and Bodie Morris and Kayla Van. Next, we have William Williams and Robert Johnson, both from the Army, being escorted by Jack Hasty. Now we have Bill Hurst from the Army being escorted by Jasper and Harper Hand. The red carpet's in a strange place today. Now we have Mark Springston from the Army being escorted by Brooklyn Ridley. Justin Small with the Army being escorted by Sawyer Small and Paisley Smith. James Kinnaman from the Navy, being escorted by Everett Key. Now we have Rhonda Ralston from the Army, being escorted by Jax Strickland. You guys are doing a great job. Junior Sanchez from the National Guard, being escorted by Linda Sanchez. Ron Shankles from the Navy, being escorted by Camden Shankles. Dennis Green from the Army, being escorted by Dixie and Brandon Engel. Stephen Grant from the Army, being escorted by Sloan and Elizabeth Grant. Wynton Heron from the Navy, being escorted by Jaden O'Bannon. James Darrell Brown Jr. of the Air Force, being escorted by Adeline Brown. Andy Lopez from the Marines, being escorted by Andrew Lopez. Thomas Stinnett with the Marines, being escorted by Lynn and Luca Stinnett. David Centers with the Marines, being escorted by McKenna Bird. Gerald Sampson with the Navy, being escorted by Axel Jordan. Eric Hooker from the Army, being escorted by Eli Hooker. Brandon Pelfrey from the Marines and the Army, being escorted by Scout Pelfrey. Donald Bagley from the Army, being escorted by Mason Cruz. William Cornett with the Navy, being escorted by Weston and Walker Kapoor. Bobby Smith from the Army, being escorted by Hayden Gates. Clyde Simons from the Navy, being escorted by Aislinn Ashburn. Dan Farrell with the Army, being escorted by Aiden Farrell. Chris Shalno from the Air Force, being escorted by Logan Hubbard. Boys and girls, let's give a round of applause for all of them. And now we're going to turn this over to our own veteran, Mr. Harris.
Good afternoon. Hello, veterans, students, parents, and staff. I want to thank you all for coming today to be part of this celebration of veterans and their families' commitments to our nation. It's been said that a veteran is a person who once wrote a blank check to the people of the United States for and up to, including their lives. Here on Veterans Day, we celebrate those who got to come home and be with their families once again. At these times, I think of friends that I lost, but I know that that's represented by another holiday. In this audience, there are probably lots of people who could tell us of veterans that they've known and some of their stories. I know I used to love sitting with Mr. Harry Gordon and listening to the stories that he told me about his time in Japan during World War II. But we're the living, and we the living, and as such, we've been left to carry on for those who cannot. So you are celebrated. When we took our oath of enlistment, we solemnly swore to support and defend the Constitution of the United States of America against all enemies, foreign and domestic, that we would bear true faith and allegiance to the same, and that we would obey the orders of our President and the orders of those appointed over us, according to regulations and uniform code of military justice. And we ended with, so help me God. And now, as this great congregation of men and women, boys and girls is seated before me, I'm reminded that we have never been released from that oath, and that veterans today all over the world still cling to the love of life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. That was designed in our Constitution. So, my fellow veterans, I thank you for leading the way before me in this nation, conceived in liberty, for watching my six now that I'm retired from the military, so that the nation can long endure, and for inspiring these young boys and girls to do their part when they grow up and serve our great nation and be dedicated to the proposition that all men are created equal. I close with a borrowed quote from our 16th President, Abraham Lincoln, from his speech on November 19, 1863. The brave men, living and dead, who struggled here, have consecrated this ground that we call our own. Far above our poor power to add or detract, the world will little note nor long remember what we say here, but it can never forget what they did. It is us, the living, rather, to be dedicated here to the unfinished work of those which have fought here and have thus far so nobly advanced. It is rather for us to be here dedicated to the great task remaining before us, that from these honored dead we take increased devotion to as veterans to that cause for which they have gave their last full measure of devotion. That we here highly resolve that the dead shall have not died in vain, that this nation under God shall have a new birth of freedom, and that government of the people, by the people, and for the people shall not perish from the earth, so help us God. Now, please stand as I call on one of our students, Ms. Harper Holcomb, to come and lead the pledge. And remain standing for a moment of silence whenever we're done for those veterans that are no longer with us today.
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Now pause for a moment of silence. Thank you. You may be seated. Now we have our first grade, and they're going to present a cheer for veterans called We Love Our Vets. I think you guys are going to love it. It's just so great to hear them cheering for vets, and they understand a lot about that. That is some of the things that we teach them here at our school. So listen as the children sing. Next, we're going to sing a song called The Heart of America. And I would like for you to enjoy this song. And we have a special trio today. Anna Claire Morris, Blakely Moore, and Brandon Jenkins are going to help us lead the song.
We'll always shine through. We're happy to live.
this last one, we just wanted to inspire people. The kids always love this song, and I always have at least one of them say, "Hey, can we sing this little out of mine?" And I say, "Sure, we can sing that." And it winds up being part of my programs, and I think it's just kind of getting to be a thing with me. So at last, we'll sing one more number. Our students want to remind the veterans and all that are here to let their light shine before others in such a way that they can see your good deeds and your moral excellence. This little light of mine. Would y'all stand up and sing this last one with us?
That was fun. I want to just say thank you to our young people here. You all did a great job. A lot of you, it's hard to be still, keep your body still, and your hands still, and your mouth still, and you all did a great job. Thank you so much. We also want to thank our veterans for being here today and letting us share this day with you. I know we're doing it a day early, or actually a few days early, so that you can make sure you celebrate it multiple times between now and Monday. Or actually Saturday.
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 It's Saturday.
The 11th. Saturday the 11th. So I know we're ahead of time. So you got plenty of days to celebrate. But we want to thank you all for being here. We want to thank Mr. Harris and Ms. Barnell for organizing all of this. They do such a great job. Now for logistics. That is a big word, logistics. It's how we're gonna